of Working Families, Teamsters, 1932.org.
Welcome. You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice.
NBC News Radio, I'm Lisa Taylor. A
balanced
judge
and
ruled
get
Fulton
happy
County
with Dr.
DA Fani
Marissa.
Willis can remain on former President Trump's election interference case if the special prosecutor is removed. Correspondent Blaine Alexander explains how this began.
Remember, all of this started back in early January when one of the defendants, one of Trump's co-defendants, filed a motion to have the entire indictment thrown out, citing a personal relationship between Willis and Wade.
The judge also gave the option of Willis
And this
removing
show
herself
is about
in order
hope
for the
and
case to
happiness.
continue.
So
Trump's
there's
legal
no
team
gossip,
that tried to have
no
Willis
scandal.
removed from the case due to her
Instead, I
romantic
want you to
relationship
focus
with
on
Special
your own
Prosecutor
reality
Nathan Wade.
show
The
and
judge
how
said
you
there
can be
was no
happy
actual conflict due to the
88% of the
relationship.
time. So I
However,
have
he
shows
added
and
that
topics.
It doesn't mean the court condones what he called this tremendous lapse in judgment or the unprofessional manner of the district attorney's testimony. At least 3 people are dead and dozens are injured. The tornado struck Ohio and Indiana. Officials say the damage was 3 people died
Monday,
in one
Tuesday.
tornado in
Happy
Ohio.
days.
We will be
Wednesday,
on the ground
Thursday.
Happy
evaluating,
days.
Friday,
all of
whatever.
the damage
Happy
and the
days.
injuries
What a day.
that occurred in the community, and
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
going
yeah.
to be
I
making
love you.
determinations from that point whether
Best
or not
known
there's any
as the
state or
mom
federal funding that
from
will be
Happy
coming.
Days.
Others were hurt in a
And
separate tornado in
she is
Indiana.
a
Heavy damage
delightful
was reported in different areas of
89-year
Ohio
young
after 5
Marion
tornadoes were
Ross
confirmed
to
in the
my
state.
studio.
The town
Welcome,
of Winchester
welcome, welcome.
in Indiana,
Dr.
northeast of
Marissa.
Indianapolis, saw
This
many
is such a
significant
treat
injuries
for
from the
me.
storm.
My
Conditions
goodness,
of the victims
you're
are
wonderful.
unknown. In Kentucky, the town of Milton, the tornado touched down that caused damage to at least 50 structures. The GOP's push to impeach the president is running out of steam.
I don't think we have the will
Which
in
is
the House
exactly
of
the kind of
Representatives
guest
and
that
the
I like.
Republican Congress
Those who have
to do
gone
so.
through life,
Congressman
good
Tory
and bad,
Mills of Texas,
and then taken those
in 6
experiences
months
to
since the impeachment
alchemize
inquiry
them
into President Biden
into the
began,
person they are
centered
now and
around
doing
his
good
son.
on the
Hunter Biden
planet.
is accused
I'd
of
like you to
using his
welcome
business
Corey
dealings to
Feldman.
line his father's pockets. The
If you're
closed-door
grateful
deposition
for it and you
failed
say
to
right away,
deliver a
thank you,
smoking
God.
gun.
Oh my God,
You're
it's so
listening to
beautiful.
the
I'm
latest
so
on
blessed.
NBC
Thank
News
you,
Radio.
thank you. And guess what? More
Now, the voices of KCAA
Does this sound
with an
familiar at
exciting
all?
announcement.
NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go? Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device.
She's back
cell
again
phone,
to
in
mark
your
my
car, or
Cancer
any place.
Awareness
Just
and
search
Prevention
KCAA
Month
on
show.
Google
Please
Play
welcome
or in
Fran
the Apple
Drescher.
Store.
One touch and you can listen
Hi,
on your
Fran.
Bluetooth device,
Supporting
Android Auto, or
cancer
Apple CarPlay.
Catch the
I really
KCAA buzz
So
in your
what
earbuds
would you
or
say
on
are
the
some of the
streets.
biggest
Celebrating
myths,
25
Fran,
years
that
of
people
talk,
have
news, and
about
excellence
cancer?
with our new
Well,
KCAA
I would
app.
say
Just
that
do
they
it
think
and
that
download
there's
it.
a cure for it
Okay.
instead of a cause for it.
Miss your favorite show? Download the podcast at kcaaradio.com.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance,
This is
right?
the first call-in
What
show
would you do
when
if
I
you
get
have
to
a
be Dr.
serious
Marissa,
problem with
the
drugs and
kinder,
alcohol?
gentler Dr.
Most
Laura.
people do nothing
And people
until
call in
it's way too
to
late.
get their life
Your insurance can
tires
help you get
balanced
clean
and
and
their
sober with
critical
the assistance of a
thinking
place
or
like
their
the
BS,
Detox
their
and
belief
Treatment
systems
Helpline.
smog checked.
Many
And
times,
today I am
addiction
delighted to
treatment is
have
fully
Malie
covered.
calling in
So
from
why not
Birmingham,
use your insurance
Alabama.
to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone?
We could go 90 days and end up having terrible sex, and then you say, well, the relationship's not all about sex. Well, if I'm not getting great sex from you, then I'm going to get it from somebody else.
So there are
That
two
moose
good
just
reasons.
got put on the
You've
table.
got insurance you can use for your addiction problem.
And
with
I
the
see
Family
Josh
Medical Leave Act,
and
it's completely
Jim.
confidential.
You're
Call
both
now,
nodding.
800-398-7414.
Ramon's sort of half nodding because his wife's listening. But
398-7414.
I understood what was going to happen by Muhammad Ali's youngest daughter made public that I was going to become a boxer. So I want to make sure this was the path that I wanted to go down.
You are absolutely fabulous, beautiful inside and out. And I'm giving you Dr. Marissa's beneficial presence on the planet of
each
work
car
today.
as if all Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers are family owned and offer state-of-the-art equipment and tools to ensure optimum results. They use the latest technology in computerized color matching and specialize in frame repair. With their modern laser measuring systems, they're OEM certified. And they have 4 locations to serve you. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers offer rental car assistance. drop-off and pickup services, too.
When I go, I'm
Works
gone.
Has a
Are you
lifetime
lonely?
guarantee.
No.
All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers
But
are
I
in
surround
North
myself
Bay,
with people.
East
I mean,
Bay,
I'm always the
Valley,
one cooking
and
for things.
in
But I'm always the one that
Call them
decorates
at
first and come to my house. All the
1-800-61-MAGIC.
orphans that have
That's
no place.
I'm gonna have no place to go.
1-800-61-MAGIC.
Okay, come on over.
And
life is so amazing if we can see it.
Paint and Auto Body says, drive carefully.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And good morning. Welcome to Take My Advice. I'm not using a Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, Spreaker, you name it, I'm there. I am delighted to continue to bring you for now 619 consecutive weeks. This is show number 1126, but who's counting, of a show about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K words, no Kanye talk, formerly or now. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. Why not 100% of the time? Because if you're happy 100% of the time, you're dead. I don't want dead people watching or talking. Therefore, it's 88%. And in case you thought I was Swedish, 8 is a lucky number in Chinese. It's a homophone for good fortune. So it is your birthright to be double good fortune, happy. And I am delighted that she is on her way. It is Friday, and it's been a little bit. She's been a wonderful daughter taking care of her mom, but my co-host Alon is on her way. Just to let you know, especially Maria, who has been on as her stand-in co-host, guest co-host, and I know Alon's been on her show as well, and we keep trying to get me on there, but thanks for coming on yesterday when my guest co-host, while James Hawthorne is away, Dr. Marissa will play, and she did with our mutual friend, PJ Thomas, and he'll be back next Thursday to guest co-host one more time. And we are just going to sure one of her dogs had a little bit of an accident this morning, so she is on her way. But I am going to ask you, Maria, if there's something that you are grateful for, because you know that I love to start my shows this last year. And actually, it's going to be 2 years that we start with this good life habit, or bliss, hashtag Blisscipline, first thing in the morning, instead of thinking about all the stuff that is not going well in the news, which if it leads, it bleeds. And I purposefully don't talk about what everybody else is talking about, because it is so readily available. And most of the time, I would say more than 88% of the time, it is not good news. It's everything that's wrong with people, and wrong with governments, and wrong with the weather. If you, that's my assessment. So instead, we're going to talk about what's good with you, taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. So the way we do that is 8 things at the top of the bun that we like about life. Everything around us, that's gratitude. And then we go to the bottom of the bun, which is things that we like about ourselves. And I distinguish those two as gratitude and appreciation. So we'll start sometimes the gratitude. My first gratitude is for my sound engineer, Frank, who is always working to make this show as best it can be. And hopefully you've noticed we've had an upgrade in sound. We've had an upgrade in camera. We've had an upgrade in connection. So for the first time, I think that I am very much more pleased with the output. And hopefully you've noticed that too. That's what my first gratitude is. And let's see, Maria's going to type when she can her gratitudes. I will continue with, I'm grateful that I got to go to the Natural Products Expo for the first time, thanks to my new mini-me friend, Ranella Ferrer, who I'm grateful, third gratitude for social media. Those of you who are criticizing technology and social media, I will definitely say that social media has helped bring people to me that I wouldn't normally meet. And so that's what I'm grateful for. Another gratitude is that my co-host, my beautiful Inside and Out co-host, Alon Carter, is back live in studio, and she just came on. Good morning, darling.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Yay.
Good to see you and be back. I got my coffee.
Yeah, very good. Ready?
Yep. Ding. Good morning.
It is a good morning. And we're almost done the gratitude sandwich. So Maria's piping in here. She's grateful that she still has both of her parents. I don't want to take that for granted. Something not everyone can say. Absolutely. My dad is in heaven, and he's still here, but his body's not here. But I do, I hear you, and I'm happy for you, Maria, about both of your parents. I do have bonus parents who are still here, 94 and 91, and I'm grateful for them. So that's it for gratitudes. Let's go to the bottom of the bun. What do you like about yourself? Because frankly, my dear, if you can't approve of yourself and like yourself, how the fork do you expect anyone else to like and approve of you? So that's what we do, is we highlight instead of talking about what's wrong with me. I'm my own worst critic. And you have that voice in your head, you're not all that. Well, guess what? You are all that. Everybody is one of a kind, wonderful, loving, lovable, and loved. And we use the bottom of the bun to highlight that. So, Alon, what do you like about yourself?
I'm resilient. And it's made me who I am today. It's made me strong. It's really shaped me into a better person for growth.
Yeah.
More empathy, which I always had, but just I don't look at things in a superficial way.
I appreciate that I attract really great people who are wonderful daughters to their mothers, and that's you, Boo.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. I don't know. I appreciate today. I appreciate waking up. I appreciate that my mother's come through a really tough journey this past week and a half. It's been a tough 2 weeks, but I appreciate that she is on the uphill of getting better.
Yay. Me too. Me too. Let me emphasize that, just in case. I didn't actually welcome you back either formally. Yay!
I always get
All
caught
right.
in coffee.
And last appreciation will be, I appreciate my ability to be innovative and creative with, especially with what I wear. So I wore purple just for you today to welcome you back. And I'm so appreciative of my ability to have what I love, what I have, and have what I love.
Sorry, I'm clearing my throat. I'm just getting over a really bad cold. You look amazing. You have a great style, and you always come up with color, and it makes you stand out. So yes, you definitely have the creative side.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I love the
All right.
purple. Purple's one of my favorite colors.
I know. Purple and sunflowers. I always think of my
And silver. I love silver. Everything in my house is silver. You know my chairs are purple and silver.
They're beautiful. She has organic contemporary style, which is just like mine. So, all right, and that's it for breakfast with Dr. Marissa and
Elon Carter
on Tempting Conversations here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and my YouTube TV channel, where if you free subscribe, you will get an alert every weekday morning to tune in to the show about hope and happiness. And I promise if you do breakfast with me or without me for the next 28 days, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. All right. Oh, Maria's got a late entry here. I appreciate that I can comfort people on purpose or by accident.
Yeah, she actually does. She always comes at the right time. Her timing's always good.
Aw, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, here we go. We are going to have a tempting conversation, which is the title of the series, obviously because of Alon's relationship. Her dad is the founder of the Temptations, Otis Williams, and he's still performing and out there doing great stuff. Did you see the highlight reel that I put up from your Soul Train days?
I saw it this morning when I was getting ready. And there's a little tidbit in there from someone that I used to be involved with. I sent it to him. I was like, you're highlighting this because I don't think I ever did. Because I saw the clip one time. I really didn't pay attention. So thank you. I was like, I was getting dressed this morning and I actually got up really early. I sent you a message about my dog. So my mom called screaming at me. She's like, help. I was like, oh, perfect. Right in the nick of time. But it's my fault because he tried to warn me and I was getting ready.
That is so funny. Yes. That's one good thing about not having dogs. I don't have to worry about that. But what are we tempted to talk about today?
Well,
go ahead.
No, I was looking at some stuff last night and I thought it was quite interesting. Like there's all these new things for rejuvenation of your skin to make you look younger. There's something called NAD. I wanted to know if you know anything about it. So any kind of stuff that like is more of a youth-based thing, maybe because we have to do it at another time because I haven't researched it. I'm all for any new things. So I said we can talk about all like new like beauty things. Also too, the sound baths. Like I would love to do like a sound bath type of thing, have someone on here because I think all that is part of healing. A healing journey basically.
So NAD is it?
Yeah.
NAD supplements? Would that be, or treatment?
Yeah, they have different ways that you can do it, right? There's different ways. I think they have treatment, but it's super expensive. They're saying different ways, and it, just overall takes you back in from the inside, not necessarily aesthetically, but it also like makes you healthier inside. So you won't feel 50. You'll feel more like 35, right?
Oh, it's rejuvenation. Skin rejuvenation. Okay. I had no idea. I will do this too.
There is a center that has like a vitamin drip for it too. I heard that when you do it's a little painful. Someone said to me. So I don't know if I want to actually do something like that. That sounds kind of, but everyone swears by it.
Okay.
All this Hollywood stuff.
NAD restoration has been identified as a key therapeutic target that can positively impact many of the hallmarks of cellular aging. Not only does it play a key role in skin aging, but also demonstrates a great potential to improve multiple aspects of age-related decline across the whole body. I didn't know. I love learning new things.
Yes.
So that is awesome. And NIH is actually talking about it as well. Wow, this
We need
is
someone who has expertise about it. If there anyone out there that knows about this, we need to have you on the show so you can explain it to us and what and how safe is it.
Well, see, that was the comment I was going to make. It's a coenzyme that provides anti-aging, similar to niacinamide.
Now, I know a few people that said they've had it, they've tried it, right? You don't know what long-term effects, but what they have said was, you know, you don't have the aches and pains that you used to. All that stuff kind of goes away.
Interesting.
Which is really interesting, just to be able just to do the stuff you normally did. You don't have the same energy, you know, you just want to be healthy all the way around, right? You know, I like to do acupuncture, and you know, I'm really into the whole acupuncture thing. I know you do the Tai Chi. If you were closer, I would do that. There's quite a few things, but I wanted to see that because it keeps coming up. Like I keep hearing people say that you actually feel better. You have more energy, you know, your skin looks better. How you get it into your body is, you know, how do you address it where it's safe? Because you just naturally have it, but we lose it.
Yeah. And you said the key word there is long-term effects. So I'm tempted to say that everything that is introduced, and I've learned this the hard way, when it's first introduced, no one knows the long-term effects, obviously. And even if they've done studies to look at long-term effects, you just never know if they are really unbiased and objective because they want to promote whatever they're selling, right? So, for example, when LASIK first came out, I got LASIK the second year. I waited after the first year. I figured, you know, we'll see what happens. And so this was 25 years ago, and I had -9 eyes, which are very steep. And so the first LASIK, they did -9 to -4. Second LASIK, within a month, -4 to -1. And now I am suffering the long-term consequences that they didn't know about when it first came out.
That's why I didn't do it. And, you know, I wear contact lenses. It's so aggravating. I still haven't done it because I was like, oh, I don't know. Same thing with the Ozempic. Now the Ozempic, everyone's coming out with complications. I looked at that and I was like, wow, it has to be some long-term effects with Ozempic because a lot of the side effects says on the package about stomach locking, like it locks your stomach. And, you know, it causes you to get backed up. And there were so many different things. I'm like, that doesn't sound good. It sounds like you're going to have a major problem if you have an intestinal issue. And now it's starting to come out. I mean, for some people, they look amazing. It's fantastic. They've used it. It's worked. But a lot more people are saying, wow, it just wasn't worth it. You know, and you also lose the muscle mass that you do have. So you got to kind of try to balance the two. I can't lose weight because I can't stop eating. I munch at night, and I start munching at night. There's this new place near our house in the mall, and I don't like chocolate. You know I don't like chocolate, right? Well, they have this strawberry chocolate. It's Swiss chocolate. My friend took me in there, and I'm so mad. It comes in blocks, and I have this big bar of it, and I'm just sitting in bed at night eating it. It's just all wrong. So. You know, like
that is hard to believe.
Yeah,
you don't like chocolate,
huh?
I know you don't like chocolate.
Oh, but this strawberry stuff is just so smooth. It's delicious. It's all wrong. I should have never tried it. But you know, I have to get serious. But we want to do the easy way out and lose weight. And there's a lot of people are having problems with the Ozempic. I'm sure there's other ones that have come out, but it's still the same thing. That it locks your stomach, right? So even if you lose the weight and you don't have problems, you're going to have some issues from taking it from the time you did have long term. I think some people have lost their lives because of it.
Yeah, I looked into it, and you know, because I'm on this journey. I think I've lost 1,000 pounds in my lifetime, up and down, up and down. But I did look at that because, you know, I've been on that project Love My Body, and I almost, I looked at the long-term studies that they had done now or earlier, and it said as soon as you get off, it's like really high percentage of you regain all that weight again.
Really?
So it's like you have to be on it basically for the rest of your life if you want to maintain whatever loss. And then I thought, why would I want to take something that is for someone with type 2 diabetes? I don't have type 2 diabetes. And the whole thing around, you know, taking something for a condition you don't have. Now, I said that to someone who is on it, who is close to me, and her response was, it's now approved as a weight loss thing. But it, like you said, now we're seeing the long-term effects, just like even with NAD. I'm sure there's going to be something. You can't introduce something foreign into your body system without it having a consequence.
Well, there's different ways they're saying to get NAD naturally. So I was looking at, if you don't get the treatment, there are some ways that your body or certain foods actually produce it. So if you put certain things together, I want to look into it more. But if you eat these supplements, not supplements, but certain foods, and you eat a lot of it, it kind of works together. And so it replenishes. It may not be as much because we naturally have it. And I have to look and see what that is. I'm not sure. But I know that when, you know, the Atkins diet really works, because when I was getting married, I did the Atkins diet. I wanted to lose weight for my dress. I lost so much weight that my husband's like, you look too skinny. Like, I lost a lot of weight. I did the Atkins for 2 weeks. Now, mind you, I was really young, but it just fell off. It does work. It's just that if you try to do it 2 or 3 times, it won't. But if I can be strict, I was more disciplined. If you can do that Atkins, and because it's been so long, I bet you if I did it, it would work. And I ate bacon, cheese, eggs, a couple of almonds, nuts, meat. Like, if you just eat that, and I actually ate a couple of cookies, but I would eat like 2 sugar-free cookies a day. You could just have a little bit, just no fruit and juice. It works. It's just really hard because you have no carbs, and then you have to get over like having a headache. There is one place that I told you that does a delivery for food, and I'm giving them a plug. It's called Sunfare, and I've gone on it off and on for years because during COVID, I gained a lot of weight. We moved to Hawaii, and I got pretty big. And I saw the video. I was like, oh my God, I have never gotten that big. But the Sunfare came all off. It's not super pricey, but it's pricey enough. But it's fresh meals every single day, and it's kind of similar to Atkins. But the food is delicious. They have chefs, and the guy that does it, you know, you can say that I promoted. I'm trying to think of his name right now. You can say that I promoted it, and give him a call. Sunfare. They deliver to your door every single day, and I lost the weight. Like, you lose a pound a day. It really does work. His name is Carl, and tell him Carl at Sunfare. But that really works.
Yeah.
I actually had my best friend get on it, and she got it, and she's like, oh my God, it works. You lose a pound a day. The only thing is, once you stop, like any diet, you have to kind of basically for the next 2 weeks, kind of follow it like you would in your normal diet, so your body will even out. Because if you go back the next day and eat a piece of cake, then within a week, it's going to start coming back. Just because you lose it, you can't go eat cake.
Yeah, and that is the thing. Anything that you're introducing, if you don't maintain, and they have those studies that actually say if you're constantly trying to lose weight, when you do go off, you gain even more weight than you had to start with. So all of that to say that it would be great if we eased up a little on trying to look like we used to look like. I know I'm talking to myself, right? You're really good at that. Like you, because you've been lecturing me about my, hope and expectation that I will look like I did when I was modeling. Not possible. And to be okay with the size that you are, not saying that you let yourself go, but that you have realistic expectations about the way you look.
Right.
And that is, I'm doing a lot better. You'll be happy to hear, to the point where I'm not obsessed with, I have to look perfect before I start dating.
Well, you have to be comfortable. Someone made a comment about, yeah, when you stand in, and I knew it was a little dig, and they made a comment. First of all, if I see someone young and beautiful, I am the first person to say that person's beautiful, because I admire beauty. And if someone's young, I was there. I had my time. I will be the first one to say that's a young, hot girl. So I feel blessed that I'm not a person who is envious or, oh my God, put a young person down. Saying that, somebody made a comment about, well, yeah, if you stand next to someone, you look good. If you don't stand next to someone who's like 25 years old, I was like, why would I be trying to stand next to someone 25 years old thinking that I can be 25 years old? I can be their mother probably. I don't feel like I'd have to compete with someone, but I want to look good as I can for the age I am. I don't want to try to look 25. I'm not going to look 25. Yeah. I don't care how much surgery I have, right? I can go and have my whole face redone and I'm not going to look like that. I'm just going to look like somebody who had some surgery, which makes you look older sometime because it makes you look more matronly if you do that. So you have to do things within reason.
I'm trying to think of anyone that has had plastic surgery that I actually thought it made them look better. And I can't think of one person right now, because all the things that I think of Renee Zellweger, who I thought she was beautiful and she had like a real unique, face and look. And then she had plastic surgery and I was like, who is that? I literally almost couldn't recognize her the first.
That's true. You know who looks really good is Gwen Stefani.
And she's had a lot of work.
Well, you could tell she looks softer than she did when she was younger, and she looks really pretty. Like whatever they did, I wish she could say who her doctor was. She looks really good. She doesn't look done, but she actually looks softer than she did before, and it's really good work.
Well, then I guess my point is, if it looks like you've had work done, that is too much work.
Oh, of course. Cher,
right?
Cher, has had a lot done, but Cher looks like Cher. She looks good for her age. You know who else she looked really good was Raquel Welch.
True.
She looks
I
amazing.
don't know if she had. Do you?
Oh yeah, she did.
Oh, okay.
She did. She till the day she left here, she still looked like she was no older than 40.
Well, part of that is how cruel people can be about aging, and how especially women look when they're aging. And on Wednesday with my co-host Dr. Tiffany, we played this horrific million views, about men in Hollywood and their ugly wives. And it was so hurtful and so unbelievably crass. The attention, like I kind of almost wish I hadn't showed it. We were making a point, but I don't like highlighting things like that because it encourages people. But it was just so, our looksism is out of control in America, especially in Hollywood, especially in California.
Well, we are in a place where it is all about aesthetic and how you look. That is the profession. And you expect someone who is like The Rock or Brad Pitt to have the most beautiful person. When you see them with someone who's very ordinary, you're like, wow, that's interesting, because you would expect them to have the cream of the crop, right? Because they have the money, they have the fame, you can have the cream of the crop. So I get that part. I understand it because that's the business that you're in. But sometimes as you mature, you see other things in people. I know there is one particular actor, they kept making fun of his wife, and she's not unattractive. I don't know what that was. I just think it was a lot of jealousy, because for men, they're very visual about sex. So of course they're going to want someone who visually is someone that they find attractive. That's the difference. Which women, we want someone who has an amazing job. We want someone of power. We want someone who makes us feel secure. They're not like that. So, that's why you see men marrying young girls. They get rid of their wives when they get middle age and think they should have something younger, but they don't realize that that young girl's looking at them like they look at us. But
yeah, I just that whole yeah. I see that now. I see
but
that
she looks
now.
really good.
But I just think that yeah, she does. But I just think that there's just way too much importance on looks. Looksism is I don't know. It's not. I know it's a little different, and I know that you're part of that industry, and I don't know. I've experienced it on the very, very negative side for myself, and so I'm sure that's why I'm reacting to it.
And I can say that I am guilty of it, because I think that I had so many opportunities for different people that were great people of high ranking, status, notoriety, and I was very much caught into looks. I wanted to be with someone who looked a certain way. I wanted my kids to look a certain way. That was really important to me. So I didn't want to marry someone that I didn't think my kids would look a certain way, right? So, that was, Elon, that was immature, number one. My taste has changed since then, because I look at I look differently in people that I'm attracted to. I'm not attracted to what I was when I was younger, but I also was modeling, and I saw the most beautiful people. So aesthetically, if someone like that person's good looking, I'm like, yeah, they're attractive, because I would see the most gorgeous people all the time. So you kind of get warped to it, right? Because you don't get past that. And I think that's part of maturing in this industry, because I was in that business for so long. And I think that got me in weird situations sometimes, because it was about looks first. I told you I was like a dude. now
and then
I want something totally different. Like, I want somebody who is going to be a good provider, who's a good person, who likes the same things I like. We enjoy each other's company, the maturity. Like, I like something totally different, more masculine, I don't want the prettiness because you want to be prettier than me. I don't want that anymore. That's like, okay, I'm over that. Who's the pretty one? You or me? Get out my makeup. I had a boyfriend who used to wear makeup. I was like, what the hell? You're not Prince.
Watch the H word. We just got a finger for the the comments that just came out. Not that finger, but this finger. Thanks for tuning in. You are listening to and watching Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show. And it is Friday, and we're having back my very special co-host on Fridays for the series called Tempting Conversations with Dr. Marissa and
Elon Carter,
who keeps Frank in the back busy with the
I'm sorry, Frank.
He says he works much more when you're on as
I wasn't even thinking. I wasn't even conscious this time. Usually I'm conscious.
It's FCC regulations, being an NBC News radio show and on KCAA AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. Please do free subscribe. That way you can be in the chat with all of the Cashew Gallery. We've got Maria manning the Cashew Gallery this morning. That is my Marissa-ism for Peanut Gallery, and we just love it when you're there and chatting with us. It was sad to see people trashing Pierce Brosnan's wife for her size, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I actually met both of them. I met Pierce Brosnan twice, but I met both of them and actually had, pictures and a conversation with them because
She was beautiful.
She still is beautiful.
Right. And he was one of they were at our school, at my daughter's school. So I've met her. Yeah.
Okay.
And so she's friends with a friend of mine. So I've met her a few times. First of all, she's got like 4 kids. And I didn't even realize I was talking to her because I know that they were at the school. Their kids have graduated now. And she was really pretty, and not saying she's still not pretty, but she did gain a lot of weight. So she doesn't look like she used to. And people have given her such a hard time, and him too. And he's like, I don't care. I love her. And she's the mother of my children, and we've got 4 kids. And sometimes when women have children, they can't get back to the size they were. Not everybody could do it. It's hard. And they've got the money. So it's not like she can't get it all taken care of. But you know what? That wasn't important. She could have gone to the doctor, and she didn't do that.
And that's the point I was trying to make earlier, and I will continue to make, is that the looksism standard is just not okay. It gives people the license to be so cruel and mean, and though that is like not humankind at all. And if it sounds like I'm preaching to myself too, because in the swiping action, what am I basing my swipes on? The first thing is looks. Now, I want to distinguish between looksism and preference. So I have a preference for men who I feel some attraction and chemistry to. What I'm attracted to may not be what you're attracted to.
Right. We like something totally different. Right.
Yeah. So there that is my defense for that many swiping left. But I also have to be cognizant. Now, here's the deal though. Alon, can you believe that out of maybe 30 men that I have swiped right, or there's a match, like 8 of them have refused to go on video chat. And for me,
because they're catfish. I told you about the catfish.
I don't think they're all catfish. They've written these long treatises about why they're better in person, and they don't want to, meet on video and then be dismissed. And my point is, I don't have the time to go and actually meet you if there's no attraction. And I can tell if there's attraction right away, right? Between, seeing a picture and then graduating to a video. So
just tell them that then you're not interested. If you're interested, you would come on video. There's some reason why they don't want to go on video. And I understand that. I think that sometimes the camera does not. I've seen beautiful people that don't photograph well. It's weird. And I've seen very ordinary looking models that look amazing, right? You would think they're like drop dead gorgeous, and they're not that attractive. You're like, oh, they're kind of weird looking, but the camera loves them. So I do know that there are people that are so good looking, and you just see them, they just like look blah. And so maybe that's why. But you have to also have some kind of conversation. Maybe there's something that they have, like a missing tooth or something they don't want you to see. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something going on. They're bald in person. They don't want you to see they're really bald. That was a toupee.
Yeah. It's just I've been shocked about that. To be honest,
if you have a wig, it's okay then to wear your wigs. I have wigs. I wear wigs all the time, depending on which mood I'm in. Sometimes I'll come on here and I don't have my hair done. This is my hair today.
There's an insider secret to Alon Carter that you may not know.
Sometimes I'll put one on the color. I've let my color grow out, so if you see me more blonde one day, you'll see I've let the blonde come out of my hair now. So you're like, is that her hair today? It's a little blonder.
So last time I checked in with you on my dating, what date had I gone on? Do you remember? Was it like 3 dates? I've been on 5 dates now.
I think you went with the Asian guy.
Oh, that was the first one.
Oh.
So
I might have been another one. I think you went on another one, and because I know you didn't like him so much. You said he was a little dry.
Yeah.
He was a nice looking guy though. I saw the picture.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have titles for them now. And they're all like great guys. And they all are going to be a great match with someone else.
So you took my advice, but have 3 of them for 3 different categories.
I'm actually discovering exactly what you're saying. So the last
took it the wrong way.
Yeah, I did. But it won't be the first time, and it won't be the last. I took it the hard way. Go
ahead.
I'm bad. I know. So the first one I told you about Asian, and the great thing about that one is I discovered that some really good Chinese food places in Irvine. The second one was I noticed that there's a real big difference between a picture and someone live, which is the one that made me enforce the video chat role, because his pictures look good, and then he was a cross between his picture and either the Pillsbury Doughboy or the Marshmallow Man on Ghostbusters. So
I told you. I said
I know
that's what it is.
I know. And then another really nice one. And I'm trying to date, even though I'm #ageless, right? I was told by, I think, a mutual friend of ours that if I'm going to pick anything, in the 40 bracket, they're going to want just one thing. And it has been, that kind. They're the ones that when I match with them, they'll say, "Hey, you're beautiful." And then the second line is, I can't wait to have your legs wrapped around my body. So like that, so it's like, okay,
that's a turn off. Man, don't say that. Even if that's your goal, we know that's your goal. Have a little bit more finesse. That is the biggest turn. That does not turn us on. That would not ever turn me on to say, like, if I just met you and you want to go on a date with me, don't say sexual stuff, because I instantly will shut down, because I'm like, I don't even know you. And it's such a turn off, and that's letting you know, well, I'm attracted to you, which obviously you are if you want to go on a date with me. But if that's the person you say, at least take me to dinner first. You're not getting anything if I'm not getting fed, and you're going to court me. I'm old fashioned. Court me first. I'm not doing that. I don't need to do that. I'm not a mud duck, so I don't have to beg for that, right? That's what I say. Like, I can get that. I'm not a mud duck. Come on, stop with that. You're not that hot.
I forgot about that one. That was the first one. That was the first one. I forgot. So I've actually been on 6, but I didn't actually go out with him, because when I said that about, you better hurry up and ask me on a date if you're going to be talking like that. And I actually felt like, something when we were conversing. And his response, we don't have to go the traditional route, or we don't have to go with all those formalities. So I forgot about it. That was 0. That was date 0, because there was no date.
Right. I would be like, next. I would swipe. That's the swiper. That's swiping.
Every time if someone says swipe, I think of my kids watching Dora the Explorer.
Me too.
Swiper, no swiping. Yeah. So then there was the guy who, great date, got to dessert, finished dessert, I thought he was going to say, because the conversation was pretty good. I thought he was going to say, we can go have coffee, or do you want to go get dessert somewhere else, or something like that. And he said, I have to get back. I have to leave now, because I have to be in bed by 9:30. Otherwise I'm a wreck.
Oh, okay. That's the last one I heard. When you said he had to be by 9:30, that's the last date
right. And then the next one was and honestly, this is how horrible I had a great time. We went and hit 5 different places. So obviously there was enough glue to last,
that's
for
good.
5 locations, except that, I don't drink. And it doesn't bother me when people drink, right? But on a first date, my daughter and her boyfriend pointed out to the fact that having like 6 to 7 drinks to the point where you're getting tipsy.
Yeah, that's a turn on.
Yeah. So that's that. And then the last one, which is like 6 or 7, super match on so many things that you know, we're talking about, you know, likes the same things, has the same, you know, graduate degree, you know, lots of great title in job, you know, all of that stuff, and easy to talk to. Like 2-hour lunch went like really fast. And I was, you know, when he was sitting down and we were talking, and it was not, you know, he was Asian too, and normally I'm not attracted to Asians, but you know, it was like I could feel that there was, you know, some glue there. But as soon as the lunch was over and he stood up, he is, with my low heels on, we're the same height. And because of my own body dysmorphia, and I feel bigger than I actually am, he's the same size as me, if not, you know, a little less. And it just, I couldn't wrap my head around, don't go there, head around my, you know, that preference.
You already know what I'm going to say.
I know.
You're going to have to make some exceptions. I actually went out with someone that before I was married, that I was really attracted to. And the guy I felt was really, he was a sexy guy. Totally my type, but he was my height, maybe, like my height, because I'm tall as a model, right?
And I'm not.
But I ended up dating him and liked him a lot because I found him attractive, but it was weird for me because I never wanted to wear heels. I was like, oh, I have to wear flats. I can't wear heels, you know. But I still want a guy, a person. So, you know, you're going to have to bend on your rules somewhat, because
it's not my rule. Honestly, Milan. No, it's not a rule. It is the feeling of having a man envelop you. That's not a rule.
That, but you're missing an opportunity that might be a good person. If you felt some kind of everything that you wanted, you're passing. And this is what I said, like what I just said earlier in the conversation. I passed some people up because they were not my type. And even though I liked them, I was like, long term, because at that time I was like, okay, I'm ready to get married and have kids. I want my kids to look a certain way. And I look back on that and I was like, wow, that was like someone that was really great, that I just didn't give him an opportunity. So it might be someone that will make you super happy. That's such a super fit. And I'm not putting you down. I'm saying that is something that you could probably get past. If it was a behavioral thing, then I would be like, no, you're not going to get past that. That's not a behavioral issue. He might be someone that you might enjoy. So you should go out with him again. That's my advice. You just got to get over it. Wear some flats, sandals.
But it's not even, it's just that ingrained desire to have a man.
I know what you're saying, but
No, envelop me. If I know that I already have hang-ups that I'll be working with for the rest of my life around body size and body dysmorphia and how I see myself, it's just accentuating how uncomfortable.
So this is my take on that. This is like what I even say to my husband, having parent issues. You get to a certain age where you know that's what it is. You got to get over it. I'm just going to say, there's no therapy for that. There's no, my psychological, come on. You got to just be like, that's just, I'm trying to be careful what I say. Use any words.
For Frank.
Over it. It's time to grow up. Put your big girl panties on and stop talking about, well, because of my dysmorphia. No. I don't want to hear nothing about your dysmorphia. We're not in therapy. Get over it. Because of my childhood.
Man, if you're wondering what's going on in studio today, Dr. Marissa is getting busted by her co-host.
If I talked about all my trauma, I'd be like going on forever. and things are not always what they appear. But I had to learn and go, this is some bull twinky winky. That's some bull twinky winky. And am I going to change who I want to be a better person, or still dwell on that? Because if I don't dwell on that, then I'll just leave this planet just not being satisfied, because I'm still carrying some stuff that I'm not going to carry with and be responsible in my life for what someone else did to me. And that could be your parents.
Yeah, and
I don't have a PhD.
Well, you're talking like you do. You have a piled higher and deeper.
No, I have a degree. I have my bachelor's, but
no,
I'm pretty intelligent. I'm sitting.
You are very intelligent.
I'm telling you this out of love. I'm telling you sisterhood. I'm telling you that I understand, because we've talked about this, and I totally empathize with you. I do. But there are some things that I had to get past too. And at some point, at some age, you have to make yourself happy, put yourself first, and not carry that.
Yeah. We've got Maria agrees with you.
I don't want to hear about, oh, well, because they did this and my mom told me this. No, we're going to stop it today. We are stopping this today.
Wow. This is what happens when you're
super Dr. Marissa today. I'm gonna put you like Supergirl, Superwoman.
Well, Maria, it looks like I got told, and it is definitely a moose on the table moment. Usually I'm the one putting the moose on the table, and today my co-host just put the moose on the table. And I have to admit that it's time.
Well, because you're a beautiful woman, you're smart. There's no reason to carry that. If you were kind of like mediocre, I'd be like, okay, yeah, she has an issue. That's not the case. You just have to believe who you are, and you are that. And I wouldn't say anything. I would say nothing if I didn't believe that.
I hear you. I will integrate this no filter, no holds barred, loving feedback to let go of any reservations about how I look and what my attractability factor and all of those things in my past, like she's obese.
All the way. Like poof, gone.
Okay, then you're gonna have to, address a comment that I don't think you've heard is my bio brother said when I was dating before, you aim too high, and that's why you're not with anyone. You're not as attractive as you think you are, or as you are going for, and you need to lower your matches because you're really not.
Is this the one that you've told me about before?
Yeah, this is the one that lives in Canada.
I'm sorry, he sounds crazy. Don't pay no attention to him.
And this is the thing, I need to stop remembering those things. That's
you can't let what he says. Let me tell you something. As a model, and you know this, going on auditions all the time, I've heard the craziest stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially
you have 2 minutes.
Okay, working in the early 90s as a Black model, people were blatantly racist.
Yeah.
And I would hear people go, no, I'm not going to book them. No, I don't want to see you because no one wants to see a Black girl. And I'm like, you're not pretty. I was like, okay, you may not think I'm pretty, and I'm not a conceited person, but I think so. And other people think so. So if you're not going to give me the job, then somebody else is going to, maybe not be you, but that's a bunch of bull. And I'm looking at you, and you're not better, more attractive than me. So I don't really care. You don't have to like my type. I believe it. I feel confident. And that's how I have to look at it.
That is the final word, and it is the best word. And I appreciate, I really like today is the day. So Thank you for tuning in. This is Dr. Marissa and my beautiful and straight talking, tempting conversation co-host, Alon Carter, wishing you peace in, peace out, world peace through, inner peace. Now go and have the best weekend ever. You're beautiful. I'm beautiful. She's beautiful. We're all beautiful. And own it.
That's right.
See you Monday.